So I have no real objective for today. I just have a day off work, so use the daylight to go riding. Unfortunately, when I left the house a minute ago, it was 29 degrees outside, so maybe we'll get some good cold weather testing. The bike so far started up super easy right away, no issues. Kind of take it easy through here, don't make anybody too mad. My KLR, you know, it's been kind of too cold to ride it. You know, at least on a dirt bike you can get your blood flowing a little bit, stay warmer. But one issue I've been having with that bike is the stock battery is pretty much toast. I had it hooked up to a maintainer for a while, and it's hard to get it to crank over. I could go complain to Kawasaki about getting a new battery under warranty because it's less than a year old. But the problem with that is, oh my gosh, I'm on 2IC. I'm gonna get another cheapo battery. I think probably after it warms up, I'm just gonna get a good quality battery. Maybe potentially one of those ones that will like jump start itself if it starts to go bad. Because one thing kind of terrifies me about that bike is I can get so isolated, and then when I have issues with it, then it kind of sucks. So anyway, yeah, we'll take some time to ride dirt bikes. So this little dog lives in this house. There's a few other dogs that live there. It always chases me and the kids on our bikes. Pretty vicious little dog. See, this person right here probably doesn't like dirt bikes too much. I'm just gonna cross over here. There was, I don't remember where it was. There's a way I can cut over there. I did it on my bicycle once. So I'm just gonna go down a long way. So I'm going to a spot. I've only noticed riding my bicycle by it. I've never ridden my motorcycle there, so go try some new trails around Fallon. It is cold out here today. I have this face mask thing that I was gonna bring, but I figured it would have muffled my voice too much, so I didn't bring it. But looking forward to getting out on the trails where it's more bumpy and gets my blood flowing some more. This canal right here flows for most of the year. Of course, since it's winter, they're not irrigating because not a whole lot of stuff to go right now. But coming up right here, there's a cross from I think it's a 2-year-old kid that died. He probably got out of one of these houses, I guess, and then the family didn't realize it, and they found him in the canal a short time later, dead. So it terrifies me to live with young kids next to stuff like that. But pretty sad story. I couldn't even imagine. We'll go up the road here about another I think about 2 miles, maybe not even that, and then we'll cut over to those trails. They're over in the backside over here. This guy's house, there's so much junk there, and you can just smell death going by it. I'm wondering if his wife is rotting away, dead somewhere or what. But I feel bad for the family once he finally goes, because they have so much shit to get rid of. It looks like he just lived there for 50 years and is just a pack rat and a hoarder. Oh man, this is cold. One of my buddies lived back in here. We'll pass his house. It's for sale right now. But he was coming the other way, getting on the main highway, and ended up getting hit by a car. It's on a street bike, and it ripped the entire, more or less, skin off the bottom of his foot. They tried to save it, but they were unable to, so they had to amputate his leg. He's doing pretty good with it, but man, that sucks. Looks pretty cool back in this little section when it's maybe like late summer, fall time, when there's a lot of colors. Right now there's nothing. Passing my buddy's house right here. It's sat vacant for a long time, a couple years now. It used to be a beautiful property, but he hadn't lived there in years. Last time I talked to him, he put it on the market. He's in contract 3 times, and just because the housing market the way it is, everybody, you know, drops out for one reason or another. You know, they can't sell their house. So now we're getting back on these trails. I have no idea where they go. So let's go take a look. Make sure it doesn't get too slick down here. Some of this stuff gets wet and then it'll ice up. So trying to take it easy through here for a sec. Plus, pretty close to the neighborhood. Yeah, I hope these go somewhere, because if this is it, I'm going to be very disappointed. That was fun. Saw that coming. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a good kicker. So I kind of rolled off the throttle and knew that one was potential. If I was going too fast, it wouldn't have been able to not go over the bars. Let's see, looks like a couple of trails in here. This used to be some kind of trail. Well, us kids get off school, come ride their ATVs and stuff back here. Oh, this, probably can't see on camera, there's this big antenna in the distance out here. I think you can see it on one of my airplane videos, but man, it's like right at traffic pattern altitude coming back into Fallon. And if you're not looking, wouldn't be hard to hit it. They kind of, even though it's painted red and white, it blends in pretty good when you're at the wrong altitude. So yeah, hopefully, I kind of hope this keeps on going this direction, because it'll bring me on the backside of Fallon to where I've never ridden before, and then eventually it'll dump you off out in Brahma 20, which is the big lake bed. It's actually on both Top Gun movies, some of those lake bed scenes. And we're just kind of never been on here, so we're just kind of cruising. That's canal, it looks like right there. What do we think? Let's go ahead and cross it. Just because, you know, down the road, who knows if we'll be able to do it when there's water in it, but I don't know. It looks like it only has these roads that parallel both sides of the canal, so let's stay on the south side of it. Kind of surprised. I mean, these little puddles are frozen, but they're not frozen solid. With how cold it's been at night, I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, it looks like it goes through the trees. Let's go check this out. That's the way I always ride. Just got to pick a direction and go that way, see where it ends up. I wonder if this up here, there's like a road coming up on the other side that says no trespassing on the road, so I never went up there. Hopefully I can get up on the north side of it and bypass it, because that will bring me out in a whole new section of desert. So let's see where this goes. You can see Rattlesnake Hill there in the distance, and only hill in Fallon. And I'm starting to warm up now. When you're just riding on flat road, it gets cold real fast. This is mud that's partially frozen right now. It's kind of solar farm here. Okay, cool, there's a fence, so let's see if we can, hopefully this thing goes, except the north side of it. That'd be cool if I can get up the Rattlesnake Hill. See all the kids will ride dirt bike stuff up there. It's not that good of a spot to ride, I think, but it'd be cool to mess around up there for a minute. Water reclamation facility, that's what this is. But I'll bet you I can probably find trails that'll lead out here to the north and eventually end up on I-80, which is probably 30 miles. I've ridden my KLR up there once off a different trail, but it gets pretty isolated. Let's see here. Again, I'm got a lot of stuff going on later on in the day, so I don't want to end up wrecking myself, especially in unfamiliar territory. It just takes a momentary lapse in judgment or not paying attention and it'll bite you. Yeah, I've never been much of a track person. I rode them a bit when I was younger, but I've always liked just exploring. Oh, that's gonna get cold real quick. I didn't really wheelie over that. I can feel water dripping down my boot. That was a mistake. And we'll ride it back in here a little bit, and shouldn't be too bad as long as we keep moving. My face is already nice and numb. Yeah, I got my right foot, not really my left. I mean, this is pretty cool, and there's vegetation that's growing. Quail. Alright, what are we thinking here? Dude, I don't know. Let's go left, because that's going to bring us back to some neighborhoods. I'm hoping this will lead us up and then over where we can cross the highway. Looks like this section might be a little bit fun at times. Dipping in out of the little trees. So always wondering how many dead bodies you're gonna find out here in the desert. So I'm back on the mid-level connector there. It's kind of going the direction I want. Another good thing about days like today, I'm leaving pretty clear track, so it's a lot easier to just follow the same path back. I think I recognize a small hill out in the distance as being just off the highway. Yeah, my feet are warmed up so much that water in my boots not even affecting me. It wasn't that much, but anyway. So far, I like all these sections back in here because the other side of town is like nothing but sand. This has a bit different dirt. I found the highway. Let's see what we have up here to cross it as far as trails on the other side. This is a highway that connects Fallon up to I-80 if you want to go towards Lovelock. That was nice and sloppy. Well, let's take a look here. I got a fence. And let's see. Looks like I can see a cattle guard on the other side. Maybe a dirt road. Nah, it's hardball road. Let's take a peek though. I can see some other trails up there on the other side. Let's go explore them a little bit. What the heck are you doing, old lady? Why is she stopping in the middle of the road? Let's see. I have no clue what's going on here, so let's go get on these trails. That's pretty sandy. Yeah, this is back. My buddy lives on the other side of town over here. It was in this area, I believe, that his nephew got in an accident. They got a new CRF, I think it was 250, and ended up running into a truck or something, and pretty bad tibia break. Looks like it's just kind of one of those little pits that everybody likes to play around in. That was really sloppy. Yeah, some sandy shit. It still goes out that way though. Here, let's take a look over here for a sec. So you can see the highway. And then if you, let me take my goggles off, I'm fogging up pretty bad. You go out here in the distance, you run into Bravo 20 lake bed. Not too far, you can see some trees out there in the distance. That leads up on the refuge. I've seen the imagery of both sides, and I've flown over them, so there's tons and tons of trails out here. So anyway, I'll probably wrap it up there. Maybe if I find something cool, I'll turn my camera back on, but for the most part, I think I'm going to start to head back, because I got a lot of stuff I need to get done. So anyway, we'll catch you on the next one. So I've been sitting here for 4 or 5 minutes, and that same lady that was stopped back over there drove up there, stopped. She's driving super slow now, coming the other way. I don't know what she's doing. She's still driving extra slow. Let's see what she's up to. Is she stopping again? What in the hell is she doing? I don't know. That's kind of weird. Alright, well, I'm going to change my mind a little bit. I'm going to head down here just a little bit and see where it goes. And then I'll start heading back. Well, at least somebody else is riding their dirt bike through here. Looks like it was yesterday, probably. Right now it's about, I don't know, 9:40 in the morning on Thursday, or no, Friday, on December 16th, so I bet you probably get some people riding this weekend, but it's going to be cold. Next weekend it's supposed to be like mid-50s. I think this weekend it's not even supposed to get over freezing. Too many bushes. Oh shit. You guys ever do that, like hit trails that are kind of leading you and then you end up following them off the trail a little bit? Looks like the places go are infinite out here. I'm definitely not going through that nonsense. No, thank you. Alright, let's head back. See if we can try a little sand transition there. Not too clean, but that's a very awkward angle. Okay, let's go and follow our old tracks, not falling over. You gotta watch these. Somebody coming over the top. I'm kind of ready to dive off to the side. There's that white truck I saw parked a minute ago. It's people out there walking their dogs. So far, I'd like to say this side of town is a little bit more rolling hills than the other side, which is just flat. See if we can find that lady. She looked very confused. She disappeared. I think it's nice about Nevada. You know, you cross in little areas like this and nobody gives you flack at all. The only one time was, I think I said in another video, but it was this Tesla with California plates. Kid probably could have been more than 8 years old in the back seat. Sticks his finger out, flips me off. And I was on the trail like this, and they're just driving on the road beside it. That's some awesome parenting right there. Teach your kids to do that kind of stuff. I think this might have been a trail. Yeah, it's the same trail I was on. Whoa, that was that nice drop of the sand that almost made me drop my bike. Let's not push it too much. And usually when I ride, I usually have one or two little things where I almost drop my bike or whatever, but that closest one is that last video. That I watched it on camera later, and it happened so fast on camera, but in real life, believe me, it took a lot longer in my head. Power too much shit, end up spinning out. Going back into that little section that had the vegetation. What this whole section reminds me of is, I doubt it's still open, but when I was at Fort Hood back in 2000 and up to 2003, I'd go riding sometimes up at Waco Lake, and there'd be little sections like this back there. So the last time I would have ridden it was 2003. Like a lot of the stuff, I bet you that it probably was shut down years ago. A little too hot in that corner. Happens to the best of us. Woo! Okay, this is where we were left or right, so let's go back on our trail. Yeah, so far, I mean, you have to ride a little bit more pavement than I'd like to get back in here, but there's a lot of potential as far as places I can go back in here. Definitely be exploring that more in the future. And none of my body's cold now. I'm nearly sweating. Back along this perimeter fence here. A lot better when you wheelie through the puddles. Get less water on your feet.